covered objects. And this is one that you could do at the table or at like a high chair with your kiddos. And with infants, I always recommend using like Cheerios or something to do with this activity, something that like they want to get to, because it's kind of what it sounds like, tracking covered objects. So I'll just do it on the carpet, but normally we do this one at a table. So you just place clear containers over an object, and then you kind of like the magic trick where you move things around. Yeah. And then you have to find. So the point here is that they can see what's inside to lay the foundation for tracking as well.
Yeah.
So it's, they can follow. Yeah. So it's not exactly working on object permanence at this stage. It's just working on tracking, and then you can where did the Cheerio go? And then it's something that they want to get to, so then they can pick it up. Yeah. So you can use a different one each time you do it. Or you could do that with toddlers even if you wanted to engage them a little bit.
Yeah, we could even do those with the little cup.
Do you have see-through ones? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they drink.
Yeah, they are see-through, aren't they? Yeah. So those would be perfect. These little guys.
I'm sorry.
So in the beginning, you use see-through cups, and then as they become more experienced with it, you can trade it out for opaque cups, and you can start with just 2, and then you can eventually like add 3 to it. So you want to just start off by covering them and then asking, where is it? And then hopefully they'll know which one it is. Okay, now let's watch this one and see if you can find it later. And I like to start with different colors to start, and that makes it a little bit more of a control of error for them, because then they can just watch that particular color. And then move them around a couple of times. Where did it go? Anybody know?
There.
Good job! You found it! And then you'll eventually want to get to where the containers are the same color. Like they're the exact same container, they can't see through them.
Yeah.
And that way they're actually having to track.
Actually follow.
Yeah. And then of course the object permanence, like I know it's in that one, it's not going to just randomly jump over to the other one. Like it has to stay in that one. Unless this is a magic trick.
Yeah.
But that it's going to stay in the one that you put it under, and then I can track that and follow that. So you don't want to be like all crazy about it, but like really slow, deliberate movements. And then you can eventually add the third one in there, make it more difficult. So as they get older and their experience with tracking and things like that gets better, then you can make it more of a fun game with them. Yeah, I've even in Children's House we've done this and like had kids do it to each other.
Yeah, that's so
they
fun.
enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
Any questions about tracking covered objects? And then this next one is called Treasure Hunt. And I did not have time to make an actual treasure list for our class, but you get the idea here. So for the treasure hunt, you're going to need a basket that the child can carry. You could modify this for the infants. Oh, okay. Yeah. You can modify this for the infants by maybe even just having a picture of one object, but you'll understand when we get to this. But as they get older, we like to do a basket, and you'll put a card in there of objects that they can find around the classroom. So they're basically going on a treasure hunt to look for these objects. So when you first introduce this concept to the child, you'll do it with them. Okay, we're going to find some treasures that are hidden in our classroom. And then you'll go through the list to make sure that they know what each of the objects are. If they're not verbal yet, that's fine. You can name it for them. So we have the little ducky scrub brush, but you want to make sure that these are objects that the child has known before. So you'll probably have done some language lessons, which we haven't gotten to yet, but we do lots of naming exercises in language with our kiddos, using like 3-period lessons and things like that, which we'll go over when we get to language. But you want to make sure that they know what all of these objects are and that they've had experience with them. And then we're going to say, we're going to go on a treasure hunt and find these objects in the classroom. So first we're going to look for Ducky. So I want you to take your basket. Actually, you can leave the card at the work rug. You take your basket and go find little Ducky and bring it back on. And so they go and find the Ducky in the classroom, put it in the basket, and bring it back over. And then you'll go to the next object. We have Bear that's holding our strawberry. And go find that. And then you have a pumpkin, and then whatever that thing is. That fun puzzle toy. But you could do this, make it simpler, and just do like a picture of an object, and like give it to the infant, ask them if they can find it in the room.
Yeah, we could do without like cold on it.
Yeah, I think that would be a great extension. And you guys already have a lot of pictures of objects from your classroom, so you can just like laminate them.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, go find this object and bring it back to me.
Go find that person and bring him back to
Oh,
me.
that person. Sure. But this one's fun, and this can definitely be seasonal. Trade it out however you want to.
Yeah.
As they get older, you can make it. We're going to talk about taking. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Like themed walks where they'll focus on a specific sense or a specific concept, and they'll go through the room or outside even and find specific things related to that. So like if you go on a temperature walk or something like that, you'll go around and feel things that are cold, random things. So on this, you could make it like a color hunt, and you could put all objects that are the same color on here. So I had one that was like all blue objects. So they're going around the room and finding things that are all blue. So you can make it really whatever you want it to be. And that's super fun for kids who like to be really mobile, like who like to move.
Yeah.
If you have a child who doesn't really like to sit and work at a work rug, those are great activities because it keeps them engaged and moving.
Another good thing too is like for our class, we have a lot of kids that like to run around. If you can find a way to like to be creative, like we found a wall and we put a lot of magnets that they get to like put the magnets on the wall and like, oh, like it's like a skill where they're like trying to pick from a bucket. So like that's a good thing to do too.
You can even do that specifically with magnets. Maybe like put pictures of some of the magnets on there,
Right.
and like have them up on the wall, and like go over there and find that magnet and bring it over here.
Yeah, for the picture.
Yeah.
That would be really. Yeah.
And that way they're not like pulling work from other kids' activities. So you
Yes.
have to have like all this extra stuff set up around the room, but like magnets, that's cool. I like that.